asked this, so we'll ask you this. What are you looking forward to seeing Marvin in a game really for the first time, and what are you expecting?
The short answer would be yes. I'm really excited about all of our guys. I think, in this second year, there's been a lot of growth, in our offense and these guys that we have as players. And, I'm excited, selfishly to watch my group go out there and do it, but also our offense go do it because, I think we've got some, some solid pieces and some guys that have really worked at it in the past year. And, I've got, anxiety to see what it looks like, you know what I mean? And, I'm confident in our guys. I think they'll be ready to roll.
For any rookie receiver, what's the biggest challenge? Week 1, game 1?
I think it's just everything is new for him. It's the first time he's done everything, in the NFL. So the good thing about Marvin is he's been kind of groomed for this his entire life. He went to Ohio State. He's played in big games his entire life. He's used to having the spotlight on him. So nothing is too big for him. I think once he goes out there and has his second snap, he's going to be in the groove of just being a ball player, what he's done his whole life. But obviously that first one, there's going to be some jitters and some nerves just because it's the first one. And I think all of us will have that because it's first one of the season and we get to see a new team.
What sort of jump have you seen from Michael Wilson going into year number 2?
Man, he's been the same guy from day one, but his focus is even dialed in even more. I didn't even think it was possible to be focused any more than Mike is, but he's dialed in on every single detail of his game, like literally every one. He makes sure no stones are left unturned. He asks every question. They're all good questions. He catches however many footballs he catches. He's positioning his hands the right way. He's checking every box. Trying to give himself the best possible, put himself in the best possible position to have success.
Kyler's talked about being as happy as he's ever been, being able to play free, but also enjoying the discipline and accountability in the offense. Mm-hmm. What have you observed from him now as he gets ready, healthy for this season?
Yeah, he looks very motivated. He looks dialed in. He looks, he looks to holding other guys up to a standard, holding them accountable. Everybody knows that Kyler's an extremely competitive individual, and he wants nothing more than to win and compete at the highest level. And he oozes that every day. So his command, his sincerity at practice, I think has been evident. And he's had a solid training camp, and we look to watch him continue to build that from week to week as we get going.
Drew, you've had some pretty talented wide receiver rooms that you've coached before. Is this the most complete group of guys you've had?
That's a tough question. I think it's I think we check a lot of boxes in that room. I was actually talking to Marvin today. I like our blend of youth and experience that we have in that room. Like, I think the younger guys in that room really rely on guys like Zach Pascal and Chris Moore and Zay Jones just because of the experience that they've had in this league, the logged reps that they have, and they really pour into our young guys. And obviously, I think we've got skill sets that check boxes. Mike is a big physical guy. Marvin is a long vertical type guy, good ball skills, rangy. Dortch is small, quick. Pascal, very physical. So I think we definitely check boxes in that room in terms of what you need in a receiver core, in my opinion.
How do you see Kyler's sincerity in practice?
How do I see it?
Yeah.
Motivated. Like that's the first thing that pops into my mind. Like dialed in, motivated, chip on his shoulder. Wants to get it right, wants to be challenged. I think that's one of the misconceptions of Kyler is, kind of looking from afar. It's like, that guy kind of does things his way. He wants to be challenged. He wants to be coached. He wants to be, challenged and put in the best position possible to be an elite quarterback in this league. And like I said, I think he has a real chip on his shoulder to go out and show what he's been working toward the past year and a half.
We've asked a lot of guys, coaches, players, what's impressed them the most about Marvin. What's your take on that from the first day he walked in the door and where he is now?
Obviously you see the natural talent. I think his mindset, I think the humility he has is probably the biggest thing that jumps out. As a guy who's been under the microscope his entire life, he's been told he's, great and all that, been a 2-time All-American, Biletnikoff. So sometimes, we all tend to have ego that creeps in when you're told you're the greatest all the time. But he's an extremely humble kid. You can tell he was raised right. He takes the right approach and he works at it every day as if he doesn't have the physical gifts that he has. So I would say that's the most impressive thing is just his humility and his growth, his eagerness to get better and grow.
After Greg's long journey to where he is now, how do you see him kind of embrace this opportunity that's kind of presented to him?
Man, he's worked it. I'm so excited for Greg, and I kind of get like chills thinking about it because I was actually with Greg in 2018 in Carolina. We brought him in for a couple weeks. I was a quality control at the time. We brought him in for like 3 weeks, ended up releasing him. So, to see his journey and to see where he is now, he's always been a confident kid. But, us showing that we have faith and trust in him, you see his entire personality. You see the confidence oozing out of him. I would argue he's probably the most confident guy on our team. When he steps onto a field, he thinks he's the baddest MFer out there, and he would probably tell you that. And he's played like up to this point. He's warranted all the acclaim that he's gotten, and I'm proud of that guy, man. I'm proud of that dude.
What's it like for you to see him go from that body to 18 to now?
Like I said, it gives me chills, excitement, like genuine happiness for him, because I know how hard the NFL is for players, not only physically but the mental toll that takes on you, being counted out so many times, being released so many times. When all of us that played sports, we worked from a young age to make it to this level, and when you're released and you think that dream might be coming to an end, you're sitting on the couch for a year, you gotta go internally and do some soul searching to really keep yourself focused. And it's a testament to who he is that he's still here, and he's the type of player he is for us.
Last year, you guys were really effective when Kyler was under center, both in the passing game and the running game. Mm-hmm. What are the difficulties, though, of being under center that maybe people don't realize that prevent you from maybe going to that more often?
I don't think there's difficulties. I think being multiple is what you want to present to the defense all the time, and I think being under center, you're able to disguise formations. You get tighter in formations. Everything looks like run. Okay, you get in a run formation, and then you can run action. You can screen. You can have quarterback movements out of it. I think playing under center is just another dimension to add to an offense. And the more multiple ways you can deploy your offensive scheme, the better. I wouldn't say there's any disadvantages to being under center. I think that's kind of what you asked, right?
Yeah. Obviously, he is a super talented player, but are there things that you have to do differently with Kyler under center because of his height?
No. He's the thing about short guys, if they've been short their entire life, I don't say that to be like facetious or anything like that, but like he can see the spacing in the field as good as anybody I've been around, even though he's small, because he's always had to overcome that hurdle. So he's developed ways on how to overcome that. And so he can see windows. He has a really good feel for space in the back end and in the second level of the defense. It's unbelievable, because you would think, most of us do, he's standing back there like, I don't know how the hell he just saw that far across, running across like that. But he finds a way, and he's found ways to adjust to his height, and he sees it incredibly well.
What's the biggest challenge